as much as I'm on Nick's Twitter, it's not actually Nick's Twitter, it's Twitter. It's the whole app. Like anyone can find something or see something, it comes up on your feed and they feel the need to chime in, who have like probably never even seen me on their feed before.
If you hate homework, don't be an NBA broadcaster, because all day I do homework.
If you wanted to get into the media world, you had to write for one of the biggest publications. You had to get onto one of the biggest networks if you wanted to have a job in sports media. But now that's not the case at all.
How do I go to a national audience? Why would someone in California care about something going on in South Carolina?
Ultimately, I think if you're just you and like truly authentically you, people crave that.
The best advice you can ever get is just start.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Holden Conversations, where Gen Z tells their stories. Today's guest is someone who doesn't work in media, doesn't study media, but her passion for the Knicks opened up doors she couldn't imagine. Rebecca Chasen is 26 years old. She's been going to Knicks games longer than she could even imagine. She can even remember. She started going to games with her dad, very young, and just started posting about it on Twitter. All of a sudden, boom. She's got over 38 million views on her posts, 12,000 followers on Twitter. And what makes Rebecca special isn't just her love of the Knicks. It's her willingness to share her personality. Post funny responses she gets on Hinge about her Knicks fandom, or engage with fans over just the silliest things. Rebecca is an open book. And I'm so happy to have that open book here with me today. Rebecca, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. That was awesome. I'm very happy to talk to you.
Thank you. So my first question for you is, where did your Knicks fandom kind of start?
Well, definitely from my dad. This is his 35th year as a season ticket holder. And like you said, I'm 26, so he's had those tickets longer than he's had me, longer than he's had my brother, longer than he's been married to my mom. So definitely from him. It started, I went to games when I was younger. That's probably also his biggest sport fandom that he has. So yeah, kind of just got passed down to me. I fell in love. I mean, a lot of my other family members as well are big fans, so that also helps. But yeah, it really started with my dad.
What are some of your fondest memories at the Garden?
I mean, to date, it has to be when we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, beating Boston. I was at the Garden with my dad and actually shed multiple tears. That was insane. And going outside and not being able to move an inch because 7th Ave was just packed. I've seen things I've never seen before. It was insane. People were crowd surfing. People were climbing billboards. It was insane. I mean, that's got to take the cake on memories there, because never saw that before.
It must also be so cool too, because you've been following them for so long. Like, they've gone through so many struggles. So to kind of see them at the mountaintop too makes it even sweeter. And it's New York.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, since I was born at the end of 1999, so they did well in 2000s or early 2000s. They were all right. And then, it wasn't as great. And then Melo came and that was an awesome team, but, nothing too crazy happened. And then another lull for a long time until just a couple of years ago, which it worked out with timing of being in college. And, they started getting good probably my junior, senior year. And so then I graduated and then I came back and was able to go to all the games again, and they were good, which was awesome.
What kind of inspired you to start tweeting per se? Like, it's something that a lot of people aren't necessarily always comfortable with. I mean, I go to journalism school. Sometimes people are, even in journalism school, sometimes people can have that hesitancy to be so open as you are.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I've always had a Twitter. I mean, I love the app. It's fun. But I never a little both. The timeline's crazy, but it's also, it's entertainment and constant entertainment, I should say. I always would watch isn't really the right word, but just like read through tweets, like specifically about the Knicks mainly. So I was always kind of watching Knicks Twitter, but never actually interacted myself. Like, I'd be watching games and scrolling the timeline, but just never felt the need to add anything. And then it really started one day. it was, I should have thought about the date, but it was the first time we made it past the first round in like forever. It was a couple years ago. Like 2023, was it?
20,
I don't even know,
when they
but
beat the Cavs?
yeah, right? Yeah, yes. So I wore a jersey to my office, and like I told them I was going to do that. And I was just so excited. My friend took a picture of me in my jersey, and I posted it because I just thought it was funny, and that one kind of blew up. And then I just was like, oh, like maybe I'll start replying to people or saying my own thing. And that's kind of how it started. And then I just never stopped.
Was there like kind of like a moment though where you realized like, oh wait, like I can make some money off of this, or this is going to turn to opportunities, or was it just kind of like a bowling ball?
It really, for the longest time, it was, or I say the longest, I've really only been doing it for like 2 or 3 years now. But for most of the time, it was just for fun. It was really, I always say my favorite part about Knicks Twitter is the amount of girlfriends I've made from it. I have a bunch of guys, like all my real life Knicks friends are my guy friends. And it's really nice. And I love them, but it's really nice to be able to like text my new girlfriends about the Knicks because my current ones don't care. Yeah. So I've made so many girlfriends from it, and that's honestly one of my favorite parts. I don't know where I was just going with that, but that was like the most special thing, and that's kind of why I kept going, because I was meeting new people who now I'm like best friends with some of them, and then I got asked to be on a podcast, the Hard Knicks Life podcast. We did like a game show type thing, and that was kind of my first, someone like wants to talk to me. And I followed those guys for a while, and they're awesome. And I did that, and honestly, the only, like, it's weird because the time when I realized, like maybe some money, I mean, like you can apply or get a premium thing on Twitter. And I think it was the playoffs last season. I was like, wow, I have a little motion here. And I was like, I'm not doing it for that, but if, I'm already doing it, might as well do that. And so I did it. It's nothing crazy, but whatever, $20 here and there, I'll take it.
Better than nothing.
And then
moving your thumbs a little bit.
Exactly. And I was doing it anyway. It's like, it didn't really change anything. And then a bit later, John from Knicks Homeschool reached out about, starting something. And that's kind of how it happened. He, I guess, saw something in me, which was really nice. But yeah, that's really how it happened. I never thought I would do anything like that. It was never really the plan. It just kind of happened.
Do people recognize you on the streets in New York?
Occasionally. It's so funny. And now I kind of
do in
like
those moments.
It happens obviously the most at the Garden. Yeah. And in those cases, I'll just be like, oh, I love your Twitter. Or like, I follow you on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, what's your name? And I did just introduce myself. And I'm like, thanks. And ask for their name. And, it's like normal. It's funny, but it's normal. A couple of times on the streets it's happened, and I'm like caught off guard. Once I was like coming back from a run, and I was so disheveled, and someone was like, oh, I follow you on Twitter. I was like, don't look at me. No, but it's funny. Definitely there are times when I go like places that, are mainly Knicks fans, and like I'll like see some people just looking at me, and I start to like get paranoid sometimes. I'm like, is it me, or like do they just like maybe see me on Twitter? And then sometimes they'll come over and sometimes they don't, and I'm like, maybe I'm just pretty, I don't know. I'm kidding. But yeah, definitely some like just like stares sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know what this is about. But yeah, that's really it.
How has it kind of taught you to, like, you've talked about how you've created girlfriends and guy friends from just tweeting about the Knicks. Like, what is the difference kind of like tweeting things to like engage with girls or tweeting things to engage with guys? Like what are kind of like the big differences almost?
As a girl, and like for the girls, I feel like for the most part, the boys are really strictly focused on basketball, which like fair, very fair. And like the, X's and O's, stuff like that. But the girls kind of go a little deeper. They're like celebrities to us. Like we want we want to know their personal lives. We want to know all these things. So I feel like us like joking about things like that, or like seeing who they're dating, or like if they're having a kid, stuff like that. Definitely, it's more fun to talk to the girls about than the guys.
I bet you've definitely become like desensitized like to all types of content. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is, like, you're so willing to like, you'll see comments from anything just because you're in the sphere. Like, you know, people could say the most ridiculous things to you, kind of. Sometimes.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
What's it like to know that like you've had interactions with Ben Stiller that are beyond just like fandom ones, or that like Jalen Brunson seen your tweets? Like, talk about being noticed. Like those are the kings of the Knicks. One is the Knicks' best player, and the other one's like the Knicks' top fan, like the new Spike.
Yeah, it's really crazy. I mean, the Jalen stuff obviously is awesome, but Ben Stiller, like, we did this thing, Knicks Twitter Day last summer, where it was a basketball tournament for just a bunch of people from Knicks Twitter, and I was a captain. I did not play because I do not play basketball. But Ben Stiller showed up. It's this random gym in Brooklyn, and Ben Stiller showed up in sunglasses and a string backpack, like this like movie star. It was insane. And after one of my games, it was after my team lost. We made it to the second round, the second and the second to last, like the semifinals. It was whatever. We lost. Yeah, it wasn't only the second round; it was also the second to last. And I like went over. He was talking to the team that won, and then I went over like to say congrats, whatever. And the Ben was like, "Oh, Rebecca, sit down. Like, let's chat." I was like, "Rebecca, like, you know me?" And I sat down with him and Kazim, and he does the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn podcast with Mello. And we were talking, and then during it, he saw my dad and was like, "Oh, is this your dad?" And then he was like, "Oh, and you got to be mom," because both my parents were there. And so it was so crazy that he like recognized. I mean, obviously we were in a Knicks Twitter space, but that was like surreal. He's so nice.
What do your parents kind of think of all that? Like,
oh my God, they were dying.
Yeah.
They were, because they also, were such big fans of his parents. And even like my grandparents, my grandma just like dies over it because they were all such big fans of his parents. And now like I'm interacting with him in real life, and they met him and they knew who they were. My mom went up to him and was like, "You and my daughter have the same birthday," because we do. We share a birthday, which is probably why we're so close. Not actually close, but why we get along. They think it's
big astrology fan.
So funny. Honestly, no. I know like my own, but I don't really know the other ones. Okay. But it's the same exact day, like November 30th. It's mine and Ben Stiller's birthday. Okay.
like that just has to be so crazy though, because it also shows like too, like you said, like you tweet for fun. Like, you're not doing this like, oh, like, now you get paid a little bit. And now you're going on Jonathan Macri's show. By the way, Rebecca has columns for Barstool Sports covering the Knicks, too. Writing about the Knicks. I wouldn't say covering, but assessing the Knicks. You've been on New York Post shows. Like, it's kind of crazy how it's just like...
I forgot about that.
I mean, it's just kind of crazy how so many things you just can turn out just to loving something.
I know. Yeah, and I mean, now I feel like my... not like job aspirations or what I really want to do with my life have kind of changed a bit, and I would love to get into that world. That was not how I started. I was like a science major, and now I work at a law firm, so it's really not like it. It's so weird how things change so fast, because I am outgoing and I'm nice and whatever, but when I was younger, I was too shy to ever even think about doing something like journalism or media or anything like that. That just was never. That's why I went into science. I was like, I'm not good with people, or I don't think I am. So let me do what I think I'm good at and be alone. And then it turns out it's not what I wanted to do. And it's funny how things find you.
How did you say that? When did you realize you had that confidence, or that you kind of spin from being like, I'm not good with people, to I can? What was that turning point?
I probably just all the stuff online. I mean, also I'm a very consistent person. I just I find comfort in it. So everything I do, I mean, I'm a regular places. I go to my office. I'm like good, even simple things like I'm good friends with everybody in the lobby at my office, which like most people aren't. They just, go up to their office, and then I go in and I'm chatting it up with everybody, and then I leave and then I go to the gym and I'm talking to everybody at the gym. They call me the mayor at the gym, which is funny because that's what they call my dad at home on our street growing up. They would call him the mayor, and now I'm the mayor.
I guess that doesn't fall far from the
So
truth.
I know, and my friends always say it. They're like, anywhere you go, like we're just making new friends. My couple block walk to work, I have to say good morning to like 5 different people who I see every day. All those things kind of combined, the just general personal things of just, being a nice, friendly person, plus even through the screen, it like maybe shows up a bit too. Like that kind of gave me a little more confidence. I wouldn't say I'm so confident, but definitely helps, and working on that.
And it also has to be a boost when you tweet something, and whether it's like you filming a video or you talking with the Knicks or whatever, you wake up and it has 600,000 views.
Yeah.
Or something like that. That obviously has to boost your confidence. Like, you're human.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. It definitely does. But then there are also parts like of, what's that? I wrote down the word before I did this because I wanted to, imposter syndrome. Like where I'm just like, would this be happening if I wasn't me, if I, wasn't a girl, or if I wasn't like lucky enough to go to so many games. And, I kind of talk to myself about that a lot, or think to myself about it. And I'm like, well, that's just the situation. That's what it is. I'm in this position, and, I'm sharing it with people, and they like it and they enjoy it. And I feel like especially the father-daughter aspect of it really, touches people, and, feels good. So I'm trying to move away from that imposter syndrome, but it definitely sometimes I'm like, would I have this if I wasn't in this position? But just rolling with the punches. This is who I am.
Control what you control.
Exactly.
You can't control what you can't control. And also, too, whether it's at a Knicks game, it's going to restaurants across the country, it's fishing, it's painting, whatever. Father-daughter experiences are, relatable to everyone. So maybe your experience at the Garden is someone else's experience with their daughter at a restaurant. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. And I love when people, respond, like either sometimes it's daughters, sometimes it's fathers responding, and some, or like fathers to be, and they're like, I'm having a daughter and I hope we're like this. And it makes me really happy. And it makes my parents happy. They love to see it.
Of course. So the more family time, the better. The more family time.
Oh yeah. I love it.
Transitioning a little bit. Once again, hello everyone. We're in the middle of Holden Conversations with Rebecca Chasen, one of the most popular people on Knicks Twitter. Over 30 million views on her tweets. This morning she woke up and she saw she had a 1 million+ view tweet, because that's what Rebecca does. Just talking about Josh Hart during empowering women, talking to a ref.
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, I wasn't at the game last night, but apparently it was Women Empowerment Night. Yeah. And, this tweet comes up of him like yelling at a ref, or she was a female ref. And, people are like saying stuff about it. And I'm like, wait, this is what women empowerment is all about. She's a ref. And I guess people enjoyed that.
Of course.
And I woke up and was like, oh, blew up. But yeah, no, I thought that was definitely funny.
Is it like
funny.
not overwhelming anymore? Is it like not overwhelming anymore to see those type of numbers?
I mean, like, it's cool. I woke up and was like, whoa, but I was also like, okay, like I'm hysterical. It's a little confidence boost. Yeah. It's still weird. I mean, because also I'm not getting those kind of numbers all the time. So it definitely is weird. Also, when it happens overnight and you're not like watching it happen is weird, because I'm like, waking up and I'm like, whoa, my phone's blowing up. So now it's definitely still crazy. Not totally desensitized to that, but at least it was a good thing.
Yeah. Kind of veering a little bit with something that comes with getting a lot of views is a lot of love, unfortunately, comes a lot of hate. There's not a lot of things in this world that are just like that are completely homogenized, where we're like all so great. Unfortunately, that's not the way it is in society. You can donate to charity. Someone will probably criticize you, whatever. And so, for you, unfortunately, it's a lot about your body, religion, and being a woman. how do you kind of stay mentally afloat when you see all those things, especially because people hiding behind a screen can just say the nastiest things?
Yeah, that definitely comes with the territory. And, some things are not worse or well, yeah, worse or just like hit a little different than others. People can say what they want. The way I always look at it, I am lucky that I am not totally affected by it because I don't think I would be able to be online if I was.
Yeah.
But I just think about like even if they're not anonymous and they're like a person or like at least have a profile picture and they say something crazy to me, I'm like, but you would never come up to me on the street and say that. So I don't really get affected by it online. If somebody did that and came up to me on the street and said some stuff they say to me online, I'd probably cry. But I don't even know. I move past it easily because like they just want attention. They just want to like be mad and let them. I try to move past it as best I can.
How do you kind of remind yourself of that though? Because that sometimes can be easier in theory rather than in actual action, right? Someone goes at you for being Jewish and all of a sudden you're like, boom, like how do I shake this?
Yeah. Definitely the Jewish stuff is a lot. I do get that a lot because I'm very proudly Jewish and I don't hide that on Twitter. There are a lot of people that don't like that. I know, I wish I had a better answer of how I get past it because there are definitely times it can like sting a little. Especially if it's all at once sometimes and that's happened before and there's just like a lot of people coming at me and I was like, I don't know how to handle this, but I just like, you kind of just have to move past it. That situation was like, I also was at a watch party and I already was like out of my, I was out of my house. I was in a room full of people who all follow me on Twitter and like, I'm, trying to like be, nice and friendly and fun and also watch the game. But then I'm on my phone and my phone's blowing up, people saying like awful things to me. And I'm like I'm already overwhelmed about being in public or whatever with like all these people, which is a whole other part. And then also online, like they're coming at me and people even there were like, hey, seeing this stuff, like, are you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But I definitely was overwhelmed. And I think it really just like, took a bit to to the next day. I was like a little affected by it.
What I specify for the audience like what specific instance you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, like I was getting death threats, I was getting rape threats to me, to my family. It was multiple times. It was a lot.
So this isn't just a specific instance. Like you're saying this happens. Like you're saying
that was a more of like a one, like everyone was kind of coming at me that day. But that doesn't happen as much. That was definitely a one day thing where just like a lot was going on. And then people who probably have never seen me before online were just like adding in because that's what happens online. Like it's not as much as I'm on Knicks Twitter. It's not actually Knicks Twitter, it's Twitter. It's the whole app. Like anyone can find something or see something, it comes up on your feed and they feel the need to chime in, who have like probably never even seen me on their feed before. So that was definitely crazy. Other times it's not as intense as that, but that I think was just one time that it did take me a little longer to move past it. And John from Knicks Film School, was like talking to me about it and he was really nice. He was like, you really just, it's easier said than done, but you just gotta let it pass. And I did eventually.
How do you decide what to respond to and what not to respond to?
Like hate wise or
Yes.
just like anything?
Like when some people bring nasty comments to you, like how do you decide like, hey, I have to stand up for myself here?
Yeah, that's a good question, honestly. Sometimes it really is just like a gut feeling. If I'm like, because I've seen things and then, I'm like, I kind of want to say something, but I just have no desire right now. But then, sometimes it picks up traction a little. And now I'm like, okay, I really just like have to say something. Other times, just stupid little comments. And honestly, most of the time I'll only answer if I can say something funny back, because like, and just like make light of it, and or like be like, you're a loser. Really just a gut thing. Do I want to answer or not? Do I feel the need to like give this person what they're looking for or not? Or just like, if it makes me laugh, I'll do it. I'll respond.
The funny thing too is like, a lot of the times, and this is not always a great thing, but you kind of profit from some hate sometimes too.
100%. I mean,
It's
like,
crazy thing to say out loud, but it's true.
it is. And, you know, I'd prefer not to, but like, if you're going to come at me and be like, you know, harass me about being Jewish and respond to all my posts about it, like, okay, like, fine, keep going. I mean, listen, I'm not making that much from it, but like, it's funny
it's more the principle.
in theory. Yeah, exactly. The principle of it is like, oh, you want to keep like saying this stuff about me? Like, I'll take a couple bucks. It's like, it's, as long as I'm not being too affected by it, it's funny. That part of it.
Your DMs are open. That's how you and me got connected.
Yeah.
Like, because I just messaged you. I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm a Knicks fan, even though I'm from Maryland. Like, I'm a Knicks fan. You know, you come on my feed a lot. You seem super nice, and you know that's how we got connected. But
Syracuse,
yeah, Syracuse too. How do you kind of decide overall, like, even not just hate messages, like what to respond to? Because I'm assuming a lot of people, for a lot of different reasons, Rebecca, are reaching out to you. Unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. My DMs are crazy. I do leave them open. I mean, I have it set so that I have to like accept it for you to even see if like I see it, or like, and trust me, I see them all. People think I don't, but
by the way,
I see all of them. And like, yeah, but the reason I have them open, or like open but protected or whatever, is for like people like you, or like opportunities, or like meeting you is so cool, and like made me like so happy that you wanted to chat with me. And so like that's why I keep it open. I really don't answer any of them, because once
let's go.
Yes, no, you made it through. I was like, this guy, it seems so nice, and like it was real. It wasn't just some stupid DM. It was like you went to Syracuse, wanted to talk. I was like, all right, like I love it. Trust me, I looked you up on LinkedIn before to make sure you're like a real person.
Please do stalk the fuck out of it. I'm serious. Like I'm pro. Like, please look me up. Like, please make sure that I'm a real person. I think to hide.
I think I sent the message to my parents. I was like, oh my God, like this is so sweet. And then I was like, but don't worry, like I looked him up on LinkedIn. Like I'm not just like
I'm so happy you do that. On a side note,
trust me.
No,
continue.
Like, it was funny. Like a couple weeks ago, like I reached out to a reporter, and like he put on his LinkedIn, like, hey, like to all like graduating seniors, like I want to help you guys out. He went to Missouri, and I reached out to a few friends of mine that go to Missouri, being like, hey, do you know this person? They're like, yeah, you're fine. And then I reached out. Please vet. Like, you know, people are nefarious sometimes. It's the least.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh yeah, no, I definitely did. But I was like it felt really good that somebody, you know, from my alma mater who like actually is studying maybe like things that I kind of just like do or whatever. I was very honored. But yeah, I definitely vet. I really don't answer a lot. Just even if it's like really funny, sometimes I'm like, I want to just be like, oh, that was a good one. But I don't, because I don't want to then give them the opportunity to just continue to message me. And obviously I could just block them after, but there's no fun in that.
Yeah, it's no fun. And then also like you have better things to do. Like we all do, but like we all have better things to do than play games with people online that you're never.
Yeah, I have no desire, but I sometimes I'm like, wow, I wish I could answer and just be like, that was hysterical, but I don't. I let them go, and I just enjoy them to myself.
Do you ever get like crazy comments from girls sometimes too, or is it just mostly guys?
It's mostly guys, honestly. And you know, some girls have messaged me just like saying something nice, and like I'm much more likely to respond to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the weird, the crazy stuff is from guys, and it's not even like bad stuff. Sometimes it's just like it's like stupid or like funny. Yeah, but I really don't answer.
No, of course. I mean, and again, like it's just you never know what people are up to nowadays, and
exactly,
it's better play it safe than sorry. And if like someone really wants to talk to you, that's important, you'll know. And also,
Yeah,
it's just a
exactly.
reality. Like we're talking about like growing, like on your following, stuff like that. Like it's just the reality. Like, look, you can't help everyone out at a certain point. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still
Yeah.
growing my podcast. I'm a little bit, I'm still selective with my guests. So shout out you for being on the pod.
Thanks.
But in general, like it's just, you have to have like some sort of a standard for yourself, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. I try.
Yeah, no, of course. Do you ever like, is there a world you think this could be your full-time job at some point or anything?
I would
Like, is
love
it
to
being
work
a
for the
paralegal
Knicks.
fun?
No,
sorry, what'd you say?
it's not.
Don't show this to your boss then.
Yeah, he's very supportive. He actually follows me on Twitter, which is hysterical. But he's very supportive of my little journey on social
Is it
media.
little
He
anymore?
literally,
Can we even call it little?
my growing journey
Okay, good. I
on
like
social media. And he's always like, oh, you got to work for the Knicks. And I'm like, I know, like I really do. I would love to work for the Knicks. And I'm making my what is it called? Not contact. Yeah, contacts, I guess. What is it called? Like when you
Connections?
Yes. Oh my
Networking?
god, I've been like just like networking. I've been forgetting like the most normal words recently, but whatever. I've just been doing that. I've been meeting people in the garden, and they do like kind of know me from online, and it is a weird situation because this isn't my background. Again, I was like a science major and I took organic chemistry, and I now I'm at a law firm, and it's not a typical path, but that's kind of the beauty of the whole social media part of it. I'm like using it kind of as part of my resume, building it up. I do that little part of the Barstool vlog, and I have the podcast with John, and that's just how I'm trying to build it up. my resume is very funny. I have like after college, I worked on a research program for the National Institute of Health. So it's that, and then it's my current job as a paralegal, and then it's my next podcast and the Barstool thing. So it's a funny mix.
Well, but also you have to, if you have such like a fakakta, to use a Yiddish word.
Yeah, love it.
Like a fakakta resume.
No,
you have
it
to
really
bring people
is.
skills too. So I'm assuming to shift from one thing to another, you've had to deploy good people skills.
Definitely.
That's very important.
Definitely trying to up my people's skills. I think they're doing good, but even just like things like this, it's always helpful to talk to people, and especially like people who are also doing it. I could talk to my friends easily, but it's harder when it's things outside of your comfort zone. But
At the same
working.
time, though, if you went from science to a law firm, and let's say you go from a law firm to a content creator or working for the Knicks, like what does that kind of show you about like what you can do and how you can go back to your confidence thing again? Like, hey, I can make these shifts. Like, how do you kind of gather that information and treat it to your current day life?
Honestly, that is so true. I did do that. I went from research to law.
No connections or anything?
Oh no, I had connections.
Okay. Well, that doesn't count.
Besides that, no, it was like a situation where I like needed to get out of the health center, and you got to do what you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do what you got to do.
But I did. My cousin once told me, she was like, because I was like, I'm such an idiot. Like, why did I study science? Why did I, like not waste my college years, but I spent my college years, like I was taking organic chemistry, I was taking advanced nutritional biochemistry. I wasn't like, I spent a lot more time studying than I would have liked to.
Yeah.
And she was like, but even though you're not going to use these things specifically, I don't ever plan on using organic chemistry ever again in my life or seeing it. And damn, she was like, that's something that shows that you're a good learner. Like you can learn anything and you can learn it fast. And I was like, that honestly, that kind of really changed the way that I've thought about things and thought about my background. So shout out to Anita. She said that to me, and it really changed, my viewpoint on things, because it's true. Not everybody passes organic chemistry. It's not, and like twice, it was a full year course. So like I passed it, I did it, and I can learn things. So I feel like that shows that, I have the flexibility and I'm able to. And yeah, her saying that definitely changed my viewpoint on a lot of things. So.
Well, and it's hard to, I have a lot of college students on the pod, obviously, because it's all Gen Z, and being in college is like in the heat of things to say sometimes, and I'm obviously still in college. I think us young people, like, we can kind of get so fixated on, like, oh my god, like what we know now, or like where we're at now is the end of the world. And so say, like, for me, even the idea, like, if I wanted to be, like, because I want to be an interviewer, if I was studying organic chemistry, I would be stressed, honestly, personally, because I'd be like, how does this relate to what I want to do long term? But the reality is, whether I actually live that out or not, or conceptualize that, is that we've got a lot of time on our hands. We all, like, we really do. And to kind of learn some things, especially in life, learning what you don't want to do, I've unfortunately learned that's like the worst thing. Learning what you don't want to do. That's what my parents tell me.
No, exactly. I was just going to say, my parents always say that. I'm like, okay, but like, that's not helping me. Like, great. I don't want to do organic chemistry. Like, I don't want to do science anymore. But, it is hard also, because when you're young, like like I said earlier, when you apply to college, like 16, like I think it was like 16 or 17 applying to college, right? It's like I thought of myself as this one way. I never thought of myself as somebody who could do a people facing job. I was like, let me just like get in a lab and like do that and like be by myself. And then I realized that that wasn't what I wanted to do. So it's hard, like, when you're like having to choose something so young and putting yourself in a box. And then, because as you get older, that was when I was 16, now I'm 26, and I have like a totally different viewpoint on like what I would love to do and how I act and stuff like that. So I guess they were right about, like, they say you don't have to know what you want to do, because I did not, but you grow.
Yeah. And speaking of kind of, decisions and growing, what have you kind of learned from yourself, I guess, ever since the Knicks beat the Cavs in the first round, almost 3 years ago? Like, what have you kind of learned
so weird.
Chasen?
Oh, that's a good question.
You like the Knicks even more than you realized?
Yeah. Or like maybe that I'm like obsessed and like should relax, but
besides
that. Or like don't let them take over your whole life.
Don't be a sports fan.
No, exactly. I think I've realized that I am more of a people person than I thought. I'm good at making relationships. I'm like consistent. I'm friendly. I love making other people not only like happy, but I love bringing enjoyment to other people, if that's the right word. It's so crazy that I really just thought, even it kind of was, I started Twitter around the time that I started this job, and I went into this, I'm calling people every day. I'm talking to them on the phone every day. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I can hardly call to like order food. Like, I can't do this. And
what do you mean? What do you mean? Like the people skills of it?
Yeah, the people skills of it all. I was like, I don't have that. I'm not good at that. I'm like a very nervous person. And so even though Twitter is online and like that's how it started, and that's why I was comfortable enough to do it, because it's like behind a screen, it has opened up to these other things where I'm actually talking to people and engaging with them, and I've learned that I'm good at it. I'm getting better at it. So that's been the biggest thing of it all. Trying to like being more confident in myself. That's been the best part, definitely.
I bet you've had to be in that journey. You've probably had to be very patient with yourself, kind of evolving.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you're just like meeting all these people, I feel like at the beginning, maybe you just, I was always myself, but sometimes you always want to put your best self forward, but I have become way more comfortable. Just like, I'm just me, and like take it or leave it. It really doesn't matter to me. So yeah, I adjusted to that for sure.
Just a few more questions here.
Yeah.
What's next for you? Any fun collabs coming? Like what is next? Outside of going
to
the
I
Knicks
don't
game,
know. Yeah, I'll be at the Garden for the rest of the games this season. Hopefully it'll be till June. What's next? I don't know. Summer's coming up, so the season's ending. Usually there is like a lull in like my post. I'm really just a Knicks fan. I don't really care much about other sports, which honestly is really good for my mental health because only one team can stress me out. It's not a year round thing. I don't know what's that. I mean, I'm going to keep doing the pod with John, our little Knicks Twitter show. Maybe I believe there'll be a Knicks Twitter day this summer. Hopefully Jalen and Josh will actually come to this one. They've talked about it on their pod. That would be fun. And, just keep doing what I'm doing and making connections and, fostering the connections and relationships that I've made and seeing how it goes from there. Who knows? Maybe I'll be working for the Knicks soon. Fingers crossed.
Definitely, like you said, they probably know who you are now. Or they do
One
know.
day. Yeah, that was crazy.
And then this is my last question. I ask this to every guest, and I tell them this will be my first sponsored segment. I always say this. Like, I'm manifesting that. I know that.
Okay, yeah, I was like
I'm
wait.
speaking that to existence. This will be my first sponsored segment.
I love
What
it.
advice you would give to your younger self? And for you specifically, we've talked about this moment a few times now. For you specifically, when your viral tweet after the Knicks beat the Cavs in the first round, like, what is advice you would tell yourself that you know now back then?
In that moment specifically?
Yes. Like when you realize, like, oh, this content thing might be something.
Yeah, I guess just like, if you have an inkling of wanting to do something or feeling like, oh, even if it's just something you enjoy, doesn't have to be, because at this point it was never even a thought of anything becoming, career wise. Just like do what you enjoy, because when you're doing what you enjoy and you're having fun doing it, that's when the best things happen. And I'm so glad that my friend took that picture of me and I posted it, because that's like why I'm doing all this today. And, just go with what you love. And even if you don't know what it is yet, just do things anyway, because you might find what you really enjoy and what you love and your passions.
It's a very, very powerful message. And
Thank
especially
you.
for people who want to go into media, which is
Definitely.
something that people say, oh, there's not a lot of money in it. That's not true. There's money if you're looking in the right places and you do things super passionate. You got to be untraditional.
Yeah, now there's brand deals for everything now.
Exactly.
You
just got to be untraditional. You just got to be outside the box.
Exactly. And, you just got to do it. That's really it. You just got to start.
Yeah. You want to drop your socials?
My Twitter is at Rebecca Chasen. My Instagram is at Becca Chasen. I've been trying to get that changed, but they won't let me. I don't know why. I have a TikTok. I post my videos there too. Sometimes I make little videos of me and my dad. That's also Rebecca Chasen, but I also just post that on Instagram. Like talking like way too much about that. But Twitter's the main one, but Instagram's fun too.
Thank you so much.
So those are them.
Blast.
Oh, this was awesome. It's great talking to you.
Thank you all for watching another episode of Holden Conversations. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss the latest from Holden Conversations. Until next time.